Hey everyone, this is Fabio and welcome back to a new video. Today I wanted to do something slightly different for my channel and for me in general in the channel, because I was thinking about this as I was playing and finishing Dragon Age Inquisition, about the next games that I want to play now that I finished that game. Also connecting this to my previous video on the most interesting upcoming RPGs for 2022. So, as I was gathering plenty of information on all of that, I was thinking maybe I want to do something different this year, and for this reason, I decided to come up with a sort of gaming plan for the year, which is something that I never actually managed to do. Because for the most part, it's kind of not that different from, say, the Summer Backlog Challenge, as that the reason why I almost never done that, only once, and I failed miserably, it's because I always say that, well, I'm going to play this, and this, and then I play maybe one of those games and start to go on a tangent for the rest of the year. So there's that risk, of course, but I decided, like, these are all games I really, really want to play, and why not try to follow a sort of pattern and a sort of plan? There's nothing wrong with that. As I said, these are all games I would have played anyways. Just try to make them in a sort of order. Just say, like, I think I'm gonna play this, instead of that, and that. So I believe it might be interesting. Definitely let me know what you think at the end of the video so we can have a small conversation about this. But here we go. Maybe it's going to be my 2022 gaming plan. Obviously, let's start with the sort of like warning. As said before, like, this list is not written in stone of by any means of the imagination, because perhaps it might change tomorrow because I'll buy a new game and that game will take precedence over other. It's very possible. I thought about that as well. In fact, in this list there are two games that are easily interchangeable with potential new entries. For example, I believe it's pretty obvious, I believe, that this year we might get Zero no Kiseki, part of the Legend of Heroes series, which I have not written down here. But there are, as I said, there are two games which either of them or both of them I can replace with something else, while the other are, again, games I really want to play. I'll try to make an effort to play them, if not in this order. I mean, it doesn't really matter. So let's begin, like, the gaming plan for 2022. At first, when I wrote down this list, the first point was to finish Dragon Age Inquisition, but I actually did that the other day. Woohoo! Well, yes, because that's a big one. It took me 75 hours. I really enjoyed the game. Very happy to have played. And ideally, the plan is that together with Leo the Funny Nerd and other friends of that community, we'll make a sort of podcast focused on said games. So we'll see. It depends on if the others are even playing the game, which I'm not entirely sure. Maybe I'm pretty sure Manboy Cave is playing the game, but that's about it. I'm not sure about the others, but we'll see. Whatever the case, I'm sure it will be a fantastic podcast nonetheless. So, point one, Dragon Age Inquisition, done. That's awesome. And it was kind of a great victory, again, over the backlog, because it's one of the earlier games I bought for my PS4 and kind of never touched it. So, again, it was there for years and I was finally able to finish it. I'm very pleased with that. So the next game that I will play, which most likely I'm going to start it tonight, it's already into my Switch. And by the way, it's pretty obvious that this year Switch and PS4 are going to dominate. There's going to be a couple of PS3 games, one for sure. The other two we'll see. Ideally, I wouldn't mind playing a PS2 games. We'll talk about them later. But yeah, PS4 and Switch are going to be my consoles of choice this year. No surprises. So we're going to start again. Hopefully, I'll start this game tonight, and that is Austria Ascending. I'm very, very curious about this game. I have high hopes for it. I didn't hype or overhype myself, I believe, because I'm very good at that. I only saw a trailer a couple of months ago, I believe, and then all of a sudden I saw it on Amazon UK. I said, no, I have to have that game. I remember about that game. Bought it for Christmas, and yeah, now I really want to play it. As I say, I'm gonna start it very, very soon. And after Austria Ascending, ideally, I want to continue going on the Switch with a game that I should have played a couple of months ago at least, but due to external circumstances, I wasn't able to, and that is Metroid Red. After two big RPGs such as Dragon Age and Austria Ascending, this would be the perfect palate cleanser, a complete change of mood, complete change of genre, and I've heard nothing but fantastic things about Metroid Red. No surprises. It's Metroid. Of course it's great. It's just as I say, external circumstances prevented me from playing this much earlier. But 100% it's going to happen this year. Next we're going retro, you might argue. This is the game in the specific series, which you see in a moment, that I want to play the most. So I try to give it precedence to this over other games, and that it's Tales of Xillia on PS3. Always wanted to play this, especially now that the more I play, the more I'm a fan of the Tales series. Xillia, it's one that has always intrigued me very, very much for like the two main characters, for the story, the style and everything. I'm perplexed that Namco hasn't re-released this in some form or capacity, ideally say a remaster on the Switch, because I'm pretty sure that this did pretty well on PS3. But so far, no, it's still an exclusive, and it had eluded me enough, so now I'm finally going to play Tales of Xillia for sure. So most likely it's the Tales games I will play this year for 100%. There's another one which it's one of the two maybes, but we'll talk about it later. After Xillia, the idea is to move back to the PS4 to play Greedfall. Now, I'm very, very curious about this game. It's a sort of, for what I understand, action RPG set in a fantasy world, mixed with some elements of, how can I say, like real world in a way. Mainly it's a game on colonization, which very interesting argument and topic, of course, for many reasons. And it's all about your choices if you're going to destroy this new world as a evil colonialist, or you're gonna side with the natives and all of that. Sounds super intriguing. Like, I know these developers, Spiders, are quite new, but for what I understand, all the games they're making are like progressively better, and this is supposed to be a pretty good one. For what I heard, of course. But as I say, I'm very curious about it. I love these big RPGs, and yeah, I cannot wait to play Greedfall. And yeah, this is going to be like two big RPGs, one after the other, but there's no rule that I have to play one RPG, another, of course, since after all, RPGs are my favorite games, obviously. So, but in order to like change the pace a little bit, after Greedfall, I'm going to move back to the Switch, and again, this is a no-brainer, but obviously I'm going to play Ori and the Will of the Wisps. After I played Ori and the Blind Forest earlier, like late 2021, I bought this immediately and will play this 1,000% because I absolutely love the first one. One of my favorite Metroidvanias ever. And I cannot wait to play. I know this is going to be different. but I'm sure I'm gonna love it regardless. So, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, absolutely. And then we're going to have a sort of like, it depends what I'm in the mood for, because I want to play at least one Resident Evil game this year. But which one should I play? We'll see. As I said, it depends. Either I will go with Resident Evil Revelations or Resident Evil 2 Remake. In both cases, it's going to be PS4. Most of you probably say go Resident Evil 2, but I really want to play Revelations. So, I don't know. Whichever, I'm going to love it, I'm sure. But definitely a Resident Evil game, it's going to happen this year. Next, we have the first of the two, let's say, interchangeable games. I mean, I want to play this, but in case something unmissable will come out, for example, as I said, like, the easiest example is Zero no Kiseki, of course. That will take precedence over this game, which is Dragon Age Origins. As said, I've played Inquisition now, just finished it. I really, really enjoyed it. So much that I said, you know what, I want to play the rest of the series, because I bought this game ages ago. I gave it a go for about 10 to 15 hours, and I was kind of bored. I didn't really like it. At the same time, I didn't really understand why so many people are obsessed with this game and say like it's one of the best RPGs of all time. Most likely because it's kind of reminiscent of Baldur's Gate in the gameplay department, which is one of the reasons why I didn't love it exactly. But again, I loved Inquisition so much. I need to try again Origins. For what I understand, Inquisition is a sort of in between Origins, Baldur's Gate shtick, and Dragon Age 2, which is more action. So it's kind of in the middle. So I believe in the grand scheme of things might be my favorite, but we'll see. I really want to play and really want to get into the older Dragon Age. And also, let's see if it aged well, because it's a PS3 game, so it's going to be interesting. After Dragon Age Origins, there is one I cannot show you. I don't even own this yet, which is crazy, but I absolutely want to play Warhammer 40k Space Marine on PS3 still. The trailer of 40k Space Marine 2, which was shown at the 2021 Game Awards, was probably my favorite thing of the entire show. Because the thing is, like, I love Warhammer 40k, always loved it, but I never played the actual game. I kind of tried it first with Warhammer Fantasy when I was in high school, give it a very brief shot to 40k, but I don't know, I wasn't really eager to continue, also because it's a very expensive hobby. But video game wise, I mean, I always loved whenever we have 40k games. For example, I absolutely love the Dawn of War series on PC of all things. It's a fantastic RTS series of all things, mainly because the Warhammer like logo and characters and everything. Because that's the thing with Warhammer 40k, I absolutely love the lore and everything. So when I saw that trailer, it was absolutely like, after the end, I was like, oh my god. Also because I really didn't expect this game to have a sequel. I mean, like most people say, really? Space Marine 2? Unfortunately, that game, I'm pretty sure will be like PS5, Xbox, and PC only, so I don't think I'll be able to play it, but we'll see. But the original one, I 1000% want to play 40k Space Marine for sure, absolutely. Next, we have the other interchangeable game, which is Tales of Vesperia. Between Tales games, this is kind of like the third I want to play the most, with Zelia being number one. I would have preferred playing Tales of Arise before Tales of Vesperia, but I don't own it yet. But in case, I'll be able to find it for a decent price, because it's still very pricey here. for whatever reason at GameStop. I'm sure I can find it online for cheaper. I'm just being lazy, also because I had a bajillion games I need to play. But Tales of Arise is pretty much at the top of the games of newer games I want to play. Also because from all my friends who have played it have said it's an absolute amazing game. And considering how much I love the Tales series, and this is supposed to be one of the best they ever made, yeah, I really want to play Arise. But at the moment, I'm stuck with the sort of third option, which is Vesperia. And remember, this is kind of a fan favorite. A lot of people say this is the best in the entire series, so I'm pretty sure it's good. And next, again, I wanted to play this game much earlier, but I just didn't have the chance. And but I'm taking a stand and say I'm going to play this year, and that is, of course, Blasphemous. I was super hyped for this game. I bought it day one, basically, as soon as it was available. And yeah, it seems the game for me, like a Metroidvania, entirely with a very dark, gothic, and gory setting. Oh, I can't wait to play it. It's still sealed. That's the thing. But, I can't wait to play it. Next, that's the thing. I would love, other than these 10 games, I would love to play at least one PS2 game. Maybe. We'll see if I'll have the time. And but I'm kind of uncertain between the following games. Either Star Ocean 3, Till the End of Time, or Shadow Hearts from the New World. And between the two, I'm leaning more towards Shadow Hearts. Primarily because if I played this, I would have played the entire series. Because I already played the first one and Covenant. Absolutely loved them. I wanted to play this in a long time, but never had the opportunity. I'm sure I'm going to love it, even though it's, for what I understand, the worst in the series. But because this is a game from a dying studio, even though I heard the gameplay, it's still fantastic. It's just a weaker story, but we'll see. Maybe I'll love it. It's Shadow Hearts. How bad can it be? It's not. With Star Ocean, on the other hand, I love the series. The recent announcement of the Divine Force really reminded me that I had to play a lot of Star Ocean games. I always wanted to play this. Always wanted to play it. But again, never find the time nor the occasion. So these are the 11 games I want to play, but there's still one. There's still one game that ideally I would like to play this year, but we're going to talk in our next video, which I'm going to make very soon, because you are going to decide for me, and I'm not going to say anything else, so get ready for the big challenge. So, here we go. This is my 2022 gaming plan. Definitely let me know what you think. Are you thinking about making a plan for your gaming year? It's something I've never done because I always go randomly and haphazardly, but I thought it could be interesting for once and change things a little bit. And considering, as I said, these are all games I really want to play. Yeah, that's it for this video. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time, and like always, take care.